Good evening, OCPS parents, guardians, students, and staff members. Welcome to the Parent Academy Virtual Parent Academy. This is our topic, ParentSquare 101. We're so glad that you're here with us this evening. We wanted to share a few things before we get started with our presentation. Please be sure this evening to engage with us, that you're utilizing the chat feature. I'm going to go ahead and place some directions in the chat for you as well. We also have on the slide some directions to enable the closed captioning features and to easily translate what we're doing and talking about this evening directly from your computer. So I'm also placing some of those directions in the chat box as well. So please be sure that you use that feature should you need it. If you're having any issues or technical difficulties, any audio issues, I'm going to place a toll-free number and an access code specific to our session this evening that you can call and access if you need it. And this is going in the chat as well right now. Sorry to blow up that chat box, but this information I promise you will help us be successful this evening. And lastly, all participants are going to be receiving a PDF copy of these slides that our presenters are going to be sharing with you shortly within about 24 hours after this webinar. Okay, so I'm going to put that information as well in the chat box. And I think for at least right now, that's all I'm going to share with you. I am so excited that you guys have joined us tonight. ParentSquare is something that we are very excited here at the district to learn with you guys. My name is Lauren George, and I'm a program specialist for family and community engagement. Again, welcome. On behalf of the OCPS Parent Academy, it is my pleasure to welcome you tonight, not only because we're covering such an important topic, but also because we've launched this brand new communication platform, ParentSquare. This amazing tool is more than just a messaging app. ParentSquare can be used for signing up for parent-teacher conferences or even volunteering at your child's school. And those are just a few of the features that ParentSquare offers. And that's what makes this platform so versatile and convenient for everyone. Please note that this session tonight is being recorded and it will be available on the OCPS YouTube channel as part of our on-demand content. And I will share that link with you shortly. If you have any questions, we will also be sharing our contact information shortly as well. So tonight's workshop, this is going to help you navigate ParentSquare, help you understand how to collaborate with your child's school, the teachers within your school, and as well as us here at the district. And we also hope that after the workshop tonight, you will be able to navigate the website with a little bit more ease and find the critical information that you need. So we're thrilled to be joined here tonight by the ParentSquare experts themselves, Miss Lauren Edwards and Brandy Dean, and they are going to help us guide us through this session this evening. It helps parents and guardians stay informed about all these great things. So she's going to take this over in a moment, but I will be monitoring the chat along with Miss Brandy from ParentSquare, along with a couple of my colleagues as well. So should you have any questions, please, again, utilize that chat feature and we'll be actively monitoring it and answering and engaging with you guys. We also have that feature at the bottom of your screen where you can raise your hand or maybe give us a thumbs up to let us know how you're feeling about the content this evening. And without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and turn this over to Lauren Edwards from ParentSquare.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Lauren, and welcome in to all of you. Thank you so much for being here this evening to learn even more about ParentSquare. So as mentioned, my name is Lauren Edwards. I am joined today by my colleague, Brandy Dean, so you'll see her in the chat. We are both training specialists and former teachers. We're super excited to talk to you all about ParentSquare. Now, before we get started, Brandy will be sharing in the chat some getting started guides for you. So you can find those links in both English and in Spanish in the chat. And that should be a helpful resource as we kind of go through what it looks like when getting started with ParentSquare. I also wanted to mention that we do have a ParentSquare app. Many of our families end up utilizing the app for ParentSquare use. It is incredibly convenient. So you can either go directly to your app catalog and type in ParentSquare, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. On the left, we have the Android. On the right, we have the iOS app. So I'll give you just a moment there to scan those QR codes. Alrighty, and this is our agenda for today. So we are going to talk about, well, what is ParentSquare? What is this new tool all about? We're going to talk about some good to knows, and then we are going to jump into the platform. We're going to spend some time in the browser view to look at our account settings. We're also going to talk about 3 different ways of communication inside of ParentSquare. So some different communication that you may be receiving from your school and your district. That's going to be posts, direct messages, and alerts and notices. You'll know what all of those are at the end of today. And then we're also going to jump into the app, and we're going to talk about how to actually interact with those posts and messages and alerts directly from that app view. Now, as mentioned before, as Lauren said, you can definitely add those questions in the chat. I will be pausing periodically for those questions. So whenever you think of them, add them in the chat, and we'll also have a little bit of time at the end for Q&A as well. All right, and when you are first logging in to ParentSquare for the very first time, you will need to verify your contact information. Just like most apps these days, we just want to make sure that we have the accurate information, and a code will be sent to you via email or text to verify that contact information. Now, if any of your information is incorrect or outdated, you will want to reach out to your school directly to make any of those changes. So please do, if you are in there and you're like, oh, that's no longer my email or no longer my phone number, please do reach out to your school so they can get that adjusted. Then you'll check out your student names if they do indeed belong to you. You will say, yes, this is me. You'll confirm. And it's going to take you into ParentSquare. Now, I just want to mention that you definitely do want to go through this verification and registration process. You will get notifications regardless, but in order to do things like modify your account settings, comment on posts, fill out forms, and things like that, you will need to register your ParentSquare account. So registering and going through this process definitely gives you full access to everything that ParentSquare has to offer. So you can fully interact with your educators and your school community. And then just a little bit more information on what ParentSquare is. So ParentSquare is one central tool for all of your school home communication. This means that all of your communication is in one spot. So instead of looking in the bottom of backpacks for crumpled up pieces of paper or checking on a bunch of different websites and apps, you can now find all of this information in one spot on ParentSquare. Whether that's through the app or the browser, you're able to get that information in one place. Now, we do offer language translations for posts, direct messages, alerts, you name it. We have those translations in over 180 different languages. And I'll show you today how to go in and adjust your language preference if that's needed. And you can also go in and engage with your educators and your school community on ParentSquare by signing up to volunteer, commenting on posts, filling out forms, and more. Lastly, you can receive notifications through text, email, app, and sometimes even voice. And you're able to go in and actually adjust those settings, which we can do together today. Now, this is an example of what those different modalities look like. So on the left, we have that browser view which we'll spend some time looking at. You'll see what the iOS and Android app looks like, and those email, push, and text notifications. So for example, if you are receiving a notification about maybe an upcoming event, you'll receive a text and an email, for example, about those events coming up. You can click on the link to view the post either in the app or on the mobile web browser. And again, even if you do not register your ParentSquare account, you will still receive these notifications to be able to stay up to date on everything going on in your school and your district. But it is definitely best practice to register so you can enjoy everything that ParentSquare has to offer. Any questions so far before we move forward? Just check in the chat here.
Yeah, I have to apologize. My copy and paste went a little awry, so I had to repost the getting started guides. Sorry if you guys got an error message. I have fixed those.
Amazing. Thank you, Brandy. All right.
We
so
did have a question just
yes.
asked. I'm sorry, Lauren. A good question just popped up and we're responding to it. Thank you, Brandy, as well. Somebody was asking if you could use ParentSquare to check for missing assignments, and that would be separate. This would be through our Skyward platform, which we use for grading. So I would encourage you to check Skyward, which is, again, a separate platform we use. Okay, Maria, thank you. I'll respond to you in the chat. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you. That was a great call out. All right, and just some quick good to knows here before we go into some of the communication that you'll be receiving from ParentSquare. So it's just important to know that you are going to get notifications through ParentSquare. So this is replacing, what you used to get on paper or in other multiple platforms. You're now going to be able to receive all of that information regarding any kind of communication that's going to come to you through notifications from ParentSquare. You can, of course, adjust your notification settings, and we'll look at how to do that today. You are also able to communicate directly with your student's teacher or teachers and other school staff as well through our direct messages. So we'll be looking at that shortly. All right, so this is our first feature that we're going to talk about today, which is posts. So the bulk of your school communication is going to come through posts. So any announcements, updates, celebrations, communication from your school and your district, that is going to come through posts. On posts, you may have the opportunity to sign up to volunteer or bring items, comment on posts, and even appreciate just to share some kind of love on those posts. Now you can even comment and have that two-way interaction. For those comments we'll look at shortly, just know that other parents cannot see your comment. Only the person that posts, so we call that the post author, and other admin at your school and district. Those comments may not always be an option. Sometimes it won't be available for certain posts. So if you are not seeing it every time, that is expected. And definitely at that district level, you won't have the option to comment. So just keep that in mind. And then direct messages. So these are going to be great for those quick messages. It's similar to sending out a text message or an email, or you can attach photos, files, voice clips, and you can even initiate messages and respond to your student's teacher and to other staff members. Just know that you cannot directly initiate a message to the principal of the school, but you can initiate messages with your students' teachers or any other staff member at the school. And then posts, we talked about how you have that two-way communication where you can actually engage with and respond to posts. But with these alerts, this is just one-way communication. We have two different types of alerts, smart alerts and urgent alerts. Smart alerts are for important situations, like maybe a reminder about back to school night or early dismissal, or perhaps there's a planned power outage coming up. Those types of things might be sent out as an alert. These will be sent to you through email, text, and sometimes even voice. Whereas those urgent alerts are reserved for our most time-sensitive and critical situations. So think school closures, weather, safety threats, those types of things will be sent out to you as an urgent alert. And for these, rest assured you're going to receive those notifications in every modality: email, text, app, and voice, since we really do want to make sure that you are informed, especially when it comes to school closures and safety issues. Alrighty, folks, so we are going to jump into the demo portion of our training. I'm going to walk you through what ParentSquare looks like on the browser and on the app. This screen is just another plug here to download that ParentSquare app so you can get started playing around with that app and checking out your communication there. All right, so I am going to jump over into the browser view here, and I am logged in as a parent. So my view is going to look very similar to what yours will look like, but I am on a fictional school here. Our school is called Beartown High School. Now, in the center of your ParentSquare here, you are going to see something called a news feed. And this is very similar to like a Facebook or an Instagram news feed, where you're going to see all of those posts that you have received. Now, once those posts are being sent out and those opportunities for engagement called add-ons have been added to those posts, you're going to see them on the right-hand side, all these ways that you can stay connected with your school and your district. Now on the left, you're going to see those messages and alerts and notices. We are really going to look at these when we are on the app, but I also like to show you where this is located on the browser as well. Additionally, from the Explore button, you may have calendar events that you can look at from this view and potentially helpful links as well. And under Participate, I also like to point out groups, where you can come in here and view any of those groups that you have been added to, or any groups that you have the opportunity to join. So there may be groups for athletics or clubs or committees and opportunities to volunteer. You may see those inside of groups. Now, if you want to search for a particular post, you can always utilize our search bar at the very top here, just by typing in a keyword, for example, and we also have our advanced search on the right. Now, I do want to show you how to adjust your notification and language preferences. So that is what we are going to focus on the browser. So on the upper right-hand corner, you can choose the drop-down. And from there, you're going to be able to select Manage Account. That will take you into your account preferences. So once I choose my account here, I can just kind of verify my contact information and see that information on this main screen. But we are going to focus on the notification settings, which can be found on the left-hand side. So inside of your notification settings, this is where you would go and you can adjust how you would like to receive your notifications for your posts, for your direct messages, and any other notices. So this center area here, you can select for your school, schools if you are a parent at multiple schools, and for your district. Now, just keep in mind that our notification frequency, so instant versus digest, that only applies to posts. So for alerts and notices, those notifications are sent to you instantly to ensure that you are not missing any of that communication. Now you can come in here and adjust your notification modalities. Perhaps you want to receive notifications through email and app only, and you don't want to receive those text notifications. You can come in here and make those adjustments as needed. So if you want to choose between our various options here, you have the option between off, instant, and digest for each modality. Off means that you won't receive any of those post or direct message notifications, but as soon as you come into ParentSquare, you'll see those there. Instant means that you're going to receive your notifications as soon as they have been posted. And digest means that you're going to receive your post notifications at the end of the day. That comes out in a summary email. And that summary email will come out to you around 6 p.m. So if you are looking to stay informed but receive less notifications throughout the day, digest is definitely the way to go. And you can come in here and mix and match. So perhaps you want instant app notifications, but digest emails and texts. You can, of course, choose that. And then also on the left, we do have our language settings where you can come in here and adjust your language preference. So how you want to receive those notifications, and when you're on ParentSquare, what language you want to see the platform in. You can select from the over 180 different languages to choose from. These are all alphabetical. So feel free to make your selection there. And then just keep in mind that once you change the language inside of your language settings, it will affect, your notifications. But if you want to, or if you're in the platform and you're noticing that not everything is translated, you will want to check both your browser and your phone language settings, since sometimes that can keep some elements still in English. So if you are selecting a language and you notice that some things are still in English, they haven't fully translated, you do want to check your browser and your phone settings, your phone language settings. I'm going to pause here and just see if there's any questions before I move into the app view.
I know we have a few people that are really excited to see what it looks like on the phone app, so they're ready.
Yay. All right, well, let me switch over into my phone view. Alrighty, so here is our ParentSquare app. So I do want to show you how to locate those notification and language preferences if you are on the app. So to do so, you would go from the little hamburger menu in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. And from there, you would go ahead and go into your account on the left-hand side. And then we're going to go ahead and choose notifications. So once you select notifications, it brings up that those same options that we saw on the browser. And then also from that hamburger menu, if you wanted to change your language settings, you would then select preferences and language. So there you're seeing that long list of over 180 different languages to choose from. Okay, so now that we've gotten our notification and language preferences set up, or you know how to do it, and you can always watch the recording of this as well. But I do want to show you how you can actually engage with some posts and some communication. So here in the center of our app, we do have that news feed again, just like you saw on the browser. with all of our recent posts listed here. We have lots of events coming up at Beartown High School. So let's go ahead and engage with this post here. So I am going to go ahead and click into this post and see, how I can learn more about what this event is going to entail and if I can help in any way. So I'm going to go ahead and click into this post. Now at the top of the post, you're going to see any of those ways that you can engage with the post. And we can also scroll down to read the post communication. So here's a nice graphic, followed by just a little bit of additional information that I can expect. Now, I want to appreciate this post. I want to give my school just a shout out for being amazing. So I am going to go ahead and appreciate by clicking the appreciate button. That adds a nice heart here. And perhaps I am really excited about this fall festival. I can go ahead and add a comment as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add a comment here. And this is what I mentioned, how these comments are going to be private. They're just between myself, the post author, and perhaps other admin users. Now, comments are not always going to be an option, so you may or may not see this depending on the particular post. We are so excited for the fall festival. And then I can go ahead and submit my comments at the top right. And now I'm going to see that I have just commented on this post. Now I have some availability and can definitely help contribute to this event in a variety of ways. So at the top, I can do a number of things. I can add this event directly to my personal calendar by selecting add to my device's calendar. That way I will not forget when the event is coming up. It'll be seamlessly added to my personal calendar. Now I'm just going to kind of go down the list here to walk you through some of these options. So the wish list option won't be on every single post, but you might see it on some. So in this case, my school is asking for donations of food items and dessert items to bring to this fall festival. I love to bake, so I'm going to bring a couple of dessert items. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the dessert item option. And I am going to bring 3 different types of desserts, enough for 10 people. And I can even write a short note that I am bringing lemon bars, red velvet cupcakes, and some spooky brownies. And I'll go ahead and press save at the top right. And I have successfully signed up. And now I'm seeing that nice little star and that some of those wish list items have been filled. Now, I may or may not also be available to volunteer. So if I am, I can take a look at what is being asked and see if I can help in any way. So it looks like my options are setting up for the event, running some game booths, and taking down after the event. I am available on Saturday, so I'm going to go ahead and volunteer to take down the event the following day. So same thing, I'll just click on this particular task and I'm going to save. And then I have 2 more things that I can do on this post. I'm going to RSVP. So I'm going to click on that RSVP option. And I can say, yep, I am going to attend this event. I'm going to attend with myself, my spouse, and our 2 kids. And I can write a short note here as well. Looking forward to the event or something like that. Then I'll save at the top. And lastly, whoops. Sorry about that, folks. It looks like it went away. Okay, there we go. So here I have one more thing that I can do here, which is fill out a form. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that form option. And from here, I can select who this form is for. So I have 2 students at this school that this form is applying to. So I may need to fill out this form for both of my students. So I'll simply select who this form is for. It already populates the student ID number and the grade level. I don't have to add that in. And it also adds in all of my information because that's already on ParentSquare. So I don't have to spend time typing in my phone number and my email and all of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and review and sign this form. And this particular form is asking me to apply a signature. Sometimes forms are just asking you a question or things like that. This particular form is asking me to sign it. So I'll just sign the document. I'll type my name exactly as it appears in ParentSquare. And I'm going to choose I approve. Now, because I have 2 students, I can choose to complete another form or view my completed form. And it's truly amazing to me that, not only are all of these things that we just did all inside of ParentSquare, but they are all on this one post. So it makes it very helpful for you to see how you can interact with the post, how you can help and engage in your school, classroom, and district community. Any questions so far on engaging with posts?
Well, seeing a few people really excited about having all of this stuff all in one place, which is what we love about ParentSquare, right, Lauren?
It sure is. We love add-ons, especially Brandy and I.
I did want to make it clear. You said it before, but there was another question about who sees comments when I add comments to a post.
Yes. So let me go ahead and just add that comment here since there is a nice kind of visual there for you all. So just a reminder that for those comments, they are just between you and the post author. So whoever has posted the post, oftentimes it's going to be, your front office staff or your teacher or your student's teacher. So only you and that person will be able to see that post. And then other school or district admin can also see it as well. But other parents cannot see that comment. Students cannot see that comment. So just keep that in mind that that comment is private. So if you have, a question that you need to ask and you don't really want other parents to see, rest assured that the comments are for that option. And then you can also see there's a little lock icon, which I kind of like as a nice visual that my comment is private. So there is that option. And then I'm also going to show you direct messages in a moment as well, where, if you needed to reach out specifically to a teacher, for example, I'll show you how to do that. All righty. So now I want to walk you through a couple of our other options here that you might see on the ParentSquare app. So again, this is your news feed when you first are on your home screen, but we also have our messages option. So at the bottom of the app, you'll see the messages, and I have one unread message. So I can come in here and view any of those messages that I have received or that I have sent out. It's similar to when you go in and open up, your text messages on your phone. You have your different kind of conversation threads. So you're able to see that on the ParentSquare app as well. So I'm going to click on Lucy Demo's message here. So it's currently unread. This is my student's teacher. So Lucy has sent me a message thanking me for volunteering today. And I want to show you a couple of things that I can do to respond. So we do have our direct message reactions, which is this little smiley face here. I can click on the smiley face and add any number of positive reactions. I'm going to add a heart, maybe also a smiley face. She gets both. And maybe I want to respond as well. I can click on the paperclip icon here to add in an image, taking the picture directly in that moment, choosing from my photo library, or adding in a voice clip. So if I wanted to verbally say something for about 2 minutes, I can include that voice clip, or I can type in my response. I'm happy to help. And I'm going to go ahead and send my message. Super easy that way. And I do want to mention that while you can reply in the browser and on the app to your direct messages, you can also reply through email and text. So if you receive those notifications and you're not in the app at that moment, you're instead on the email or in the text notification, you can always reply right there as well. So there are a number of ways to respond. I do like kind of the view of being in the app best, but you do have those options. And then if I wanted to reach out to a specific staff member, you can always go to the plus sign at the top. And from there, you can send a direct message. So this is great if you just want to reach out to a singular staff member, or perhaps you wanted to reach out to your student's guidance counselor and the teacher. You could choose a group conversation instead, which loops all of you together in that one conversation. Once you select either the direct or the group conversation, then you would just search for the name of the staff member. So I can just start typing, that teacher's name, select their name, press add at the top. And from there, I can start typing in my message. All right, just checking on any questions.
We're having some issues with closed captioning at work, so there's quite a bit of verbiage about that. And someone was asking if they get an attachment and they're on their phone, like how they can view that, how they can zoom in on that, how they can see it better.
Yeah, so inside of the newsfeed, most of the time these images are just going to be kind of in the post. And once you're in the post, so if here's the newsfeed, if I click on it, then I can just kind of zoom in that way. With my phone, I'm just kind of using my thumbs and zooming in there to see the graphic a little bit better. If it's listed as an attachment, you can always download it first and then zoom in that way would be the best option probably if it was added as an attachment. Alrighty. And then also inside of the app here, I'm going to head back to my home screen. And then at the bottom, we also have our alerts option. So as I mentioned in the slide portion here, this is where you're going to go to be able to see any of those alerts that have been sent out. So you might have, a smart alert coming out to you about a time-sensitive situation, again, maybe like a planned power outage or a reminder of early dismissal. And then you might have something about a school closure or inclement weather. Those types of things would be sent to you as alerts, and you can monitor those alerts under alerts on your app. But of course, you are going to receive notifications as well. And with those urgent alerts, you receive those notifications in every single modality because those are situations that we really want to make sure you do not miss those notifications. And then also at the bottom here, we can select events. This is where you'll go to see your events calendar. You can even click on a specific date. And from there, you can add the event. This one has passed. Let's do one upcoming. You can click on the event and actually add it directly to your personal calendar. That way it takes you to that kind of corresponding post. And then also in the 3 dots, the more button here at the bottom, you are able to view things like those groups that I mentioned and pointed out on the browser as well if you want to join any public groups or view any groups that you are a part of on ParentSquare. And then you can also view any of those kind of opportunities for engagement here. So we know that I signed up for a bunch of different dessert things and volunteer opportunities. So I can head into my signups and RSVPs. And these are all the signups that are available to me. And I can also pop over into my signups. And that allows me to see those things that I have signed up for, just to kind of have and keep track of those. And then before I pause again for questions, folks, I do want to mention where you can go to locate help and support resources on ParentSquare. So from the hamburger menu at the top left, we do have this help area here, this help button, which is going to take you into our various help articles. And then I know that Orange County also does have a specific form that you can fill out for any questions that you might be experiencing in regards to ParentSquare at your district. And I'm going to go ahead and head over, or I'll head over in just a moment, just in case there's any app questions. But I'd love to hear if there are any questions. We can go ahead and review that chat there, but keep those questions coming.
I think we're good, Lauren.
Question we get a lot is about the notifications. Could you show that in the app one more time and explain the difference between digest and instant?
Yes. So from the, so let me back up again. So from on the app, you would go to the hamburger menu, and then you would just select the account button on the left-hand side and choose notifications. And so here you can select how you would like to receive your notifications for your school and your district. And you can select, if you want those email notifications, for example, then you can choose between instant and digest or turning them off. So on the browser, you actually had an off button. On the app, it's just the toggling the switch. Now, instant and digest, this is only going to apply to those post notifications, because direct messages and alerts and notices are sent to you instantly to ensure that you do not miss those notifications. But for post notifications, you can choose between instant and digest. And instant means that as soon as something has posted, you'll get that email notification, for example. Whereas digest is going to be one notification at the end of the day. It comes out in a summary email with all of those posts from the day. And this is sent to you around 6 p.m. So you can choose to mix and match as you'd like. You have lots of options there. Any other questions? Oh, and thank you, Lauren. Lauren just dropped the Orange County Parent Portal Concerns link. So feel free to take a look at that. Again, we do have those ParentSquare help articles and support on that help button. But if you have, specific questions for your district, definitely utilize that form that you'll locate in the chat. Yeah, and then I do see a question that I just want to call out, that if you and your spouse, you're both parents and you both want to receive notifications for your student, then you can both have your own, and probably should have your own accounts there. So you are both associated with your student. So, the communication that one parent gets is going to be the same communication that the other parent gets. So you'll definitely want to both register your ParentSquare accounts so that you can both receive those notifications. But regardless of whether or not you register, you will be receiving those email and those text notifications.
Lauren, one other question we get a lot is about the news feed. How do you best use that filter? I know Sherry's always telling me about how great that filter is, so especially if I have multiple children. Do you think you could show that really quick?
Yeah, so from the or I'll show from this screen. So right now I'm in the Beartown High School kind of newsfeed view. There is a little arrow right next to Beartown High School. I have children in both Beartown and in Lighthouse Elementary. So if I needed to pop over to my other school, I can simply choose Lighthouse Elementary School, and it's going to take me over to that view. Oftentimes, if I'm in that Beartown side of things and I have a notification over in Lighthouse, there will frequently be kind of a little icon here in the hamburger menu, and then I'll see that I have notifications in my other school. So I can duck over there and view those notifications. And then from the browser, view, from my home screen here, if I wanted to see my various students, so I have all of them listed on the left-hand side. So I'm currently in Beartown High School, but if I wanted to see, Lighthouse Elementary, I can simply switch the school and head over to that additional campus. So I'm not sure what the question is specifically asking in the chat about reminders, but again, those notifications are going to be sent out. And so that's where you can go into the account preferences to adjust those notifications. But for posts, for example, it depends on those notification settings, whether parents are going to get those via email, text, app, and if they'll get them via instantly or via digest. So parents do have the option to go in there and make those adjustments. Any other questions, folks, before I hand it back over to Lauren? Alrighty, not seeing anything yet, but I will continue to monitor the chat. Let me head over to my slides here. And Lauren, I'll pass it back over to you for now.
Lauren, I guess hopefully that's not too confusing because I keep hearing your name and I'm like, oh, is she talking to me? But Lauren, thank you so very much. And Brandy as well. You guys are fabulous, dynamic duo for sure. Going in the chat, I mean, Brandy was on it before I could even respond. So Brandy, thank you. Families, teachers too. I think we had a couple of teachers with us today as well. Thank you so much for your participation, the questions. I learned a thing or two personally about the app that I did not even know existed. So I cannot wait. My son will be in school next year, starting VPK. So I'm excited to play around with it aside from just a employee at the district. So I'm really excited to use some of these features. Parents, before you guys go, this is a very exciting week for OCPS. We have this event this evening, which was huge and we knew would get a lot of attention. So thank you again. But we also have our fall college and career fair this Saturday. And this is probably by far our largest event. So I really wanted to take a moment to kind of give that information out to you guys. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. This is going to be at Lake Buena Vista High School. Again, this Saturday, and we have had over 1,000 families already register. We are incredibly excited. We would love for you to join us. It's a great opportunity. We're expecting over 80 colleges and universities to join us. Thank you, Lauren, for putting that on the screen. There's a little QR code. I don't know if it'll work with your phone, but I've also dropped that link in the chat for you as well. But in addition to that Fall College and Career Fair, we also offer a slew of resources and events for you. And we would love for you guys to be a part of them. So I'm also going to drop a link in the chat right here that includes the link for all of our upcoming Parent Academy events. This could include our virtual mini academies, of course, like you're here tonight with us, in addition to our face-to-face events and our lunch and learn if you haven't had the opportunity to join us for. So I'm going to give you another little link. So I know many of you, and many friends that are teachers or parents in the district, personally I know, and said, I can't attend tonight. No worries, we got you. We are going to be posting this live, or this recorded link on YouTube for you guys to access later. But wait, there's more. We're also going to be doing this again in January. So I'm posting the January link for you to share with your family, your friends, and others that may have missed that would like to join. Or if you'd like to stop by and join us again in January. But the links for tonight's session, I'm going to place that in the chat as well. This is going to again be posted for you guys on our OCPS Families YouTube channel within about a week. So you guys can expect to see that there as well to again share or to access and watch again if you would like to. That OCPS YouTube Stay Connected picture there on your screen does have a QR code for you to access as well. And lastly, and truly, and we really appreciate you. We value your feedback. We make these events and tailor these events for you, and we would love to hear from you. What do you want to see more of? What would you like to hear more about? We want to hear from you. So again, I'm sorry to do this in the chat, but this is probably what we get most excited about. We want to hear from you and create events that fit your needs and your likes and interests. So please take some time. I promise you, it takes just a couple of moments to fill out that survey. We truly would appreciate your feedback. Once again, Lauren and thank you so much for coming here tonight with us. We really appreciate you. Should you have any questions for Lauren from ParentSquare or myself, feel free to reach out to either one of us. You can also reach us here at the district at parentacademy.ocps.net. I'm going to place that in the chat just in case. But unless anybody has any other questions, I put the link, sorry, instead of the email address, but I'm going to try that again and do it successfully this time. But again, unless there are any other questions, I appreciate you all for joining us tonight, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks, Lauren.